Hi guys, this is Roxana.
And this is Dominique.
And this is
not vanilla.
So today we're saying Happy New Year.
Happy 2025.
Man, what's better than 24?
25. That's a homage to our favorite my favorite cartoon.
Yeah, I like
SpongeBob,
who turned 25, and it's perfect because it's 2025.
2025
of new beginnings. I mean, I feel like every year is a year of new beginnings, things that you want to start. You can start things new every day. You know, you restart routines every 30 days, but every day you start a new day. You can start a new leaf. You're a new person. I'm looking forward to 2025. I feel like right now, even though we're just in 2025 of January, I'm already learning lessons, already feeling the 2025 energy of you may not be ready for change or ready for the year of things, but it's like, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. But I really, honestly, I wasn't ready to let go of my car, but things happen. And
wait, that's for our story time. Don't do that.
Okay.
Not yet.
I'm sorry. Okay. 2025, I'm ready though.
2025, it seems to be a continuation of 2024 for me. So
really?
It's going to be interesting. But
do you think your year's going to restart near your birthday? Because sometimes our years restart near our birthday. And renew.
I don't.
What do you mean it's a continuance of your 2024? Because for some things that is, I mean, it is life. We put so much value on these holidays.
The holidays and the restart, but it's like,
that's why I was like, every day we have to restart.
What is it?
Every day, every month, it's a new start. We can do things different.
I mean, even every hour, because I know we think about time in this whole, that was yesterday or that. But if you had a bad hour and you had a temper tantrum, did you know you can restart the next hour, the next minute? You don't have to keep staying in that same.
The next moment, the next breath.
Mm-hmm.
That's so funny that you say that, because when you get in an argument, sometimes it's like, you bringing up the past. Like,
right.
That was yesterday. That's the past.
But even an hour ago, if we say we're over it, we're sorry, we want to move forward, we got to let that stuff go. And that really is even for us. Like, I didn't respond the way I wanted to. You can't just keep staying there. We got to just keep going forward and being like, okay, I had a bad moment. I got to let that go and keep going. But I think I'm at the stage where it's like, I had a bad moment and you deserved it. So leave me the fuck alone.
I think I'm at the moment where it's like, I want to resolve the things and deal with things so that I'm not moving in that energy and still harboring those things. Because I feel like I've done that a lot. And then it's like, when you go back to the actual initial issue, so much time has passed. It's like, gosh darn it, doesn't even make sense now. So it's like, I just kind of want to like pierce through those feelings and like deal with them head on. And I think with the renewal of years, the new year, it reminds me of how to do that. That was last year. You know what? Nope. We're gonna do. So I think that's what it symbolizes for me.
Yeah.
And like I said, I was ready and excited for 2025, but here we are, halfway through January, and it's hitting me hard.
But I think also, I mean, we could dive in. So, beginning of the year, you're driving to see your family. You're having a good little time on your drive, and what happens?
I hit a pothole. And I feel like, you know, I don't even know what's much to say. We all know how potholes are, but it's like, how are we going to resolve these issues of potholes? And then it's like, just like that's what I said, it's just unexpected. And thank goodness I wasn't like, it wasn't a bad accident after, but yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. It's okay. Like,
well, you didn't say.
It's okay. Like, I'm just like,
because that was something unexpected. Everyone's so like, unexpected. Oh, it's a new year, new beginnings. And it's like, that was a new test. I feel like, or not a new test, but it's like a test that we have to go through of how we're going to respond. Are we going to throw a temper tantrum? Are we going to be mad and have negative energy? Or are we just going to be you know what? I'm grateful it wasn't an accident. I'm grateful I didn't die. Somebody didn't get hurt from me stopping or anything like that. And, you know, this is just a season for maybe I'll get a new car or something like that.
And that's what I'm saying. It's just like, so I feel like dealing with those feelings, how do we deal with those unresolved feelings of, it's a bad situation, but it could be good, it could be new, and pressing forward. That's literally what I'm learning. And that's in your mental routine. And so I've still been listening to my affirmations and reading my Bible, y'all. But I'm just saying, to lose your car when you wasn't ready to lose your car, when it's like, you know, and it's not like you got
you finally are on a good routine. You're doing your affirmations. And that's how life is, though, because you could be doing all the right things, like, you know, repairing relationships, going on the right path, trying to really have different responses, and then that happens.
Yeah. And so it's like, when that happens, I think I posted a really good quote that sat with me. It's like, it was such a good quote. Hold on.
Is it on Instagram?
Yes, because it was a really, really good quote. And literally that's what helped me with that feeling that I was feeling.
I was trying to look for it.
How do you go into your,
like, what you share?
Stories, yeah.
So also, we have a Not Vanilla Instagram where we put inspirational messages. We have resources for mental health. This is a podcast that deals a little bit with mental health, a little bit with everything, really, because we have responses to different things in the culture. We have different responses for movies that we might have seen. So
we have a lot of different prompts and call to actions and a lot of content and resources of therapy, quotes, stuff that resonates with maybe what journey or lifestyle you want to start thinking about, and how to do in the moment thinking and breathing exercises. So it's just a lot of different things that can be helpful to your mental health journey or lifestyle, wherever you are in it. If you're in the beginning of learning about healing, if you're trying to realize what are the different methods of healing and what it means to heal. So we have a lot of different content for the different levels. Yeah.
And we've been trying to be consistent with that.
Okay, here we go. So the post. Hold on, guys. I'm here. It's loading. Okay. But these aren't. How do you go to your stories, guys?
Well, you know, the stories disappeared, girl.
But can't you go to the history of the stories? Account history. I'll get the quote. But honestly, it's just learning how to deal with those feelings head on. And remembering you're going to be okay.
Yeah.
Yes. You'll be all right. I'm going to be okay. And, here it is. Here it is. Okay. Sow righteousness for yourselves. Reap the fruit of unfailing love and break up your unplowed ground. For it is time to seek the Lord until he comes, showers his righteousness on you. I feel like that is like, you're doing all the right things, and it's like, keep doing all the right things, because that's this, you were sowing the righteousness, you were sowing the good. So it's like, bad things may happen, but that doesn't mean what you've done didn't go forgotten.
Wasn't a good seed to plant. And I think I also, just because I'm thinking about some of the tests that I think I've had in 2024, and I think 2024, beginning of 2024, I just had so much hope, so much promise, and I just knew like all these things were working out for my good. I knew that. I had faith that was it. And just like being at the end of the year, I really getting discouraged, but and then circling back to the whole thing of, wait, just because it didn't get the result I wanted or in the time I wanted doesn't mean that those things were good, because it's still not helpful for me to be negative about any of the things, to talk negative about my situation, or even like the outcome that I expected focusing on that too much. So you and I had talked about being positive about the things we do have, that we do have a job. We do have, I mean, you don't have a car, but you have cars here that you can use. Like, you know what I'm saying? And just focusing on those things.
That I wasn't in an accident, that no one's at fault for this but the city streets, but the highways.
And guess what? That means we have, and what did I tell you? Did you call and report it? Because what if you had a bad attitude and was like, I don't care about that. Then somebody hits it and really gets hurt. Then it's like, you didn't learn the lesson. That wasn't the lesson that we were supposed to do. We were supposed to still do the right things, and make sure that we're sowing those good seeds. And then I even was talking to my friend. I was talking to Susan about our vibrations and how, which sounds hokey, right? Okay. But we were talking about, I said, oh, I had heard. I feel like I just seen something. Yeah, this guy talking about if you want something, like, I want a better opportunity, I want to live in abundance, but I'm always complaining. So complaining, being disgruntled, that's a low vibration, right? So you got to think, when people are saying these things to us, we really need to get to the meat and potatoes of it. So, okay, this new car, this new experience, this new job, this new, the place of abundance that I see in my head, that is at a different vibration. So,
but I wasn't ready to go, and I love my car. I do. I really do.
You do, but you got to be to a point where, you know what? Thank you. I have a way to work. Thank you. I'm still working, because those are the things that get us to the same vibration we want to be at. So, so it was so funny, because Susan was the one who first introduced that to me. And when she was saying it, I was like, I don't even know what that means. I'm being positive. But if you're saying, professing, and it's still not happening, it's because inside of us, we're still being disgruntled. We have to get that spirit of gratitude, gratefulness. I'm not gossiping about people. I'm not doing those things that has me in a low vibration. Think about how hard that is for us as humans, y'all. So going into 2025, now that we're talking about this is helping us both like process through it. But going into 2025 and we're saying, oh, we want this new thing. We can't operate the same old way. We just can't.
And I think when everyone's like, Happy New Year, it reminds you of how to make those goals and those executions and those changes.
Yeah. Definitely.
To get what it is that you need. Not that to say it's going to happen in that year, but to put the foot forward, because you don't get anywhere just staying still. And I am grateful that I can still go to work. I am grateful that I have my health and I'm not hurt. And then it's no one's fault. So it's like, now I'm hurt and I can't do. So it's like, I am very grateful.
Yeah.
I guess I'm in the feeling of, now what's next, because I wasn't prepared for this. Yeah. And it's like, I hate being in those type of situations. It's like, when you think that you're prepared, like you said, you get in your routine. So,
but no one is prepared for stuff like that. Yeah, so like, you're not by yourself.
Never prepared for anything. So it's like, yeah. But on a more positive note, I am still happy that it's 2025. I mean, I'm happy we made it here to the 2025 year. Like,
and if you think that's nothing, think about the people who did not make it, y'all. It was not only celebrities, but people that we know that when you ask about them, they are not here anymore. So it's like, it is a miracle that we make it to the next year. And we got to be grateful in that, because it's still a chance for us to be our best self.
And work towards the things we do.
Yeah.
So right. Yeah, that we're going to move on from that. But,
well, not really. Because do you know this? That the third Monday, speaking of being sad and being in a low vibration. Because one of the things with anxiety is we keep thinking and worrying about the future and being sad about what's not. But did you know the third Monday of January is the saddest day of the year, y'all?
So which one was it? Is it the one that just passed?
It's called Blue Monday. No, it's the one coming up. Okay. The 6th was the first, because I just looked it up. The 6th was the first. 13th is the second. The 20th is the third.
And also, Happy Martin Luther King Day.
Mm-hmm.
But
And it's not like a scientific
I feel
thing.
like mine was the second. Like, actually, it could have hit me the first.
The first,
I was
right.
like,
I don't know about the
holidays
third.
are
It's
over,
like the first.
It's cold. Like, it's cold. But I can say I'm happy that, I don't know where you guys are, but it's like, when you get off of work, the sun's now out a little bit more where it was dark.
Because we're in Maryland.
So now I'm like...
And when you told me that, I was like,
you noticed it, yes. And it was like, okay.
Because it was 5:30 and it was like, it was getting dark. I was like, yes, we're going back to normal times.
Yes.
For us.
That makes me happy. When
4:45 should not be dark for us. It's just...
At 5 o'clock, the sun shouldn't be gone. It shouldn't be gone. Dark.
It should be just getting dark.
Yes.
Just getting dark.
So
do you know why it's called that?
No.
The idea to encourage people to travel during this time. So that was like one of the marketing ploys so that people can plan their vacations. Some have dismissed this idea as a pseudoscience. Forbes says that the company worked with a psychologist to develop a depression formula. So that's interesting that a finance magazine would see what makes people depressed. And I guess market.
Well, every year they talk about the seasonal depression. Yeah, it's like there's different holiday depressions. I know,
because I guess the whole thing is like at the end of the holiday season, you're not seeing your family. You may have more debt. It's like a lot of things that go into that. Then it's also seasonal taxes. Which I owe taxes.
I don't say the taxes.
So yeah. Yeah. The one good thing that we can say is that if you're not happy with whatever's going on, like you got to do something now so that next year you're not feeling the same thing. Because that's what I did 2023. I had decided I didn't want to be in the same job I was in. I didn't want to be in those same places.
And I feel like I have to keep reminding you of that because you stood on business and you got yourself out of the situation you didn't want to be in anymore. And I feel like I feel like it's to my detriment. Like, because you be like, I mean, what did I do all that for? But it's like, no, remember how you felt before? I'm like, no, you're definitely...
Where you're just disgusted.
Yes, I would say you're definitely way happier. You see way brighter. You're more able to create. Definitely better off.
Like even our podcast and even our social media stuff. Because I think when we started, I wasn't able to... We started Not Vanilla like 3 years ago. 5 years ago.
We started in COVID.
No, when my mom died.
That's when we concepted.
Right, but we didn't have enough time, enough energy to put towards it. So really 2024, we've been doing a lot and we're going to even do more in 2025.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like for us to say that I feel like sometimes you have to be grateful. I had posted something else about being grateful to the person that you were and the person that you are. Amen. And not continuously criticizing for the things that you don't have or what you haven't done yet to yourself.
And I was stuck in that.
I wouldn't be where I'm at right now or in a better situation if I had that mindset staying back where I was.
Right.
And we are not where we was. So it's like, nah, I feel like we're doing something.
Yeah.
I can see we're doing something. It may not be where we want to be, but it's not where we were.
Right.
And we can be grateful and proud of that. And that's what I feel like also the things that you may not be able to see in yourself, someone else can. And that's why I have to tell you, and that's why sometimes you have to tell your friend and tell your loved ones what you see and what you're proud of them, because I had to remind you, like, no, you got yourselves up out of there. It is a better situation.
And I think I see the toxicity and the using of people trying to use my gifts. So, and I had a friend that I met after that was like, no, like, that's good that you could see that was not your situation and you got the hell out of there. And she was like, you'll keep getting better at it. And so that was something that I wanted us to talk about, really knowing what is not for you, what does not make you feel good, and feel good walking away from it, where that thing of trying to process whether it's good or not, whether you should keep putting the time in. I think now at 47, I'm finally at a point where it's like, no, this thing is not working out for me. You're not making me feel good about myself or whatever it is. I literally just went through this with a client where it was like, every time you're talking to me, you're saying one thing, but it makes me feel like this. Or a friendship where you're like, wait, was that a dig on me? Like, was that?
It's
so,
the contradictionness of it all. It's
and
like
the
you're
weirdness.
saying it nicely,
right?
But what
Oh, wow.
really are you trying to say?
Right.
Like,
and like, you just went through something like
I
this.
be trying to decode what you're trying to say, and it's like I thought we were having a conversation.
And what did I tell you?
But we're not really having a conversation.
I said that means you need to get out of there fast, quick, in a hurry. Like, we waste so much time with people, things, places that
almost
are not
like
for
an ultimatum that you're giving.
In a nice way.
Right.
Oh
in a nice
no,
way.
well, actually, I kind of am saying you're fucked up to me, but, you know, it doesn't matter unless it does matter.
They're like, well, no, you can choose not to do that if you like to, but it's still going to. It's like, well, I thought we were having a conversation. I thought this was something that we could
and we don't talk about that enough.
Yeah. Or that we could talk about because you're talking to me, but no, it's not. You're just coming. And yeah, I've actually had that happen to me several times. So maybe that's a lesson of 2025 too.
But I told you right away. I was like, oh, you need to get the hell out of there. And literally, you will be like, perfect thing is that I was listening to this coach online, and it's called Coach Mandy. She's a career coach. Y'all check out her page. Great content. And it's free.
What is it, Coach Mandy?
Yeah. And she has career stuff. And she said, when the vibe is weird, she was like, you may not even know why, but you have to start learning how to trust yourself. And that is like what gave me, I had to write a message to her. I said, you saying this, like, I literally just went through this with this client where it's like you're coming to a concern and then that client is telling you, well, actually, I don't have money for you, or I don't think I value you that much. And you're like, the fuck? Where did 2 + 2 is, you know what? This not for me. That whole thing of the time I wasted, the time I invested, it's just like, that's why and I knew it before. And that's why I was telling you, and I can see it for my kids differently because Dominique's my daughter. That I don't want y'all to waste time, but I spend so much time wasting time and stuff I know does not make me feel good. And that's why, like, when you said that to me yesterday, I was like, you need to get out of there.
I feel like sometimes when you're trying to get yourself in your career and get established in your career, you're trying to fight and prove your worth and your value.
Yeah.
But that's why you have to have career coach and good advisement, which I feel like I have a lot of different aspects in good advisement, you being one of, no, they're not going to see your value. And
they're not.
And, no, you can have as many conversations. Because I was like, I mean, like, I'm thinking we're having a conversation, so it's, thank you. Yeah, that's all
I love what you said about the good counsel, because
like
it may not be what we want to hear, because at that time you were like, no, you don't understand. Like, I need to work. And I remember, do you remember what happened to me last year? I was in even a worse environment than what I left before. And the person was like, at first acting nice.
I do remember that in the advice I gave you.
And so I remember my kids being like,
me and Tony, yeah.
You need to get out of there. And I remember Tony being like, yeah, well, just go home, Mom. Like, what are you doing? And I was like, no.
But I need to work. I
need to prove this. Yeah. And he was like, the fuck? No, you don't ever have to do that. And that's what we got to get in our head. You are more valued than someone trying to break your spirit, break you down, trying to put you in a mold, or to use you. Because, yes, our gifts are unto the Lord. When I work hard, I'm doing it because I want that best product that I can do, not only for the client, but for me as a person. That's what I love to do. But if someone's using you just to use you and they are still thinking all these things about you, it's not worth it.
Or when you're doing your best and it's like, now you're being condescending. Now you're
being nasty, and I'm trying to be the best I can be. You're not being the best you can be.
Microaggressive. And we know how these companies are. It's like, I'm gonna digress. Let me digress. But I'm just gonna say that it's not worth fighting for your value, because it's like, well, you need me.
They're never gonna see
the job.
Yeah.
Hold on, don't you need me as well? So it's like, and that's
COVID did not teach any of these businesses anything except to be maybe more nasty, I guess, because I have not seen where the work. I think you guys as young people have made more change to be like, I'm not taking this crap.
But I feel like I don't know what's the disconnect, because it's like we push back And then they come back with another pushback.
They come with something
because
else,
remember, it was like, all right, we have the remote work, and now we're working on our mental health. But now it's like they done forgot about the mental health. We're going back into the offices. Now we have the same situations again.
Move. You can't move from your computer because you can't take a break.
Now we have the same situation again, but it's like, okay, we're hearing you about your mental health, but then it's like, you did sign the policies, remember? It's still the same thing, but then it's like, okay, you get better when it's like, all right, well, I'm going to follow your rules, but I'm still going to focus on my mental health, work-life balance, right? But then they call it the silent quitting. What did they call it? It's silent quitting.
But I think silent quitting is different because you're just like, I'm going to be on this computer doing whatever the fuck.
Also, what's the other one, Mom? The coffee clock in, where you're...
What's the coffee clock
in, but you're talking and stuff with your coffee, and then you leave by lunch to actually do your work. What is it called? It's a term.
Dragging your nuts.
Yes, I was like, me and Tony just thought of it. It's a whole term. And I'm like,
wait, what?
Yes, it's like a movement. That's what I'm saying. So the companies are getting smarter. We're getting smarter.
But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about when taking your lunch break, actually getting up, going for a walk, actually getting away from your desk, but doing your work while you're at work.
Right. Doing your work while you're at work, but they're saying you're clocking in.
But you're doing the bare minimum is silent quitting,
and then you go home.
But the bare minimum is still working. I think silent quitting is like, I'm showing up and I don't know. I'm showing up. I'm here. Oh, you want me to do that? I mean, I guess I will next week. I don't know.
All I know is I'm tired of being in the office. When can we go back? When can we go remote? I feel like...
I don't even want to go remote.
No, you were done with remote. I would say you were done remote.
I don't even know what I want. Because even now, if you tell me that you have a Google building for me to work in, I don't... And I, for a long time, was praying for that. I don't know if I'd want to go, y'all. Because these offices are so toxic to my spirit. What you think, Dom? Because we work in a nice building now. Like, we have a gym. It's beautiful nature around us, which helps. Which is why we wanted the sun out again.
I'm glad that you brought that up, because it's like, it's not even like that I don't like what I do or like the mission of what I do or anything. Yeah. It's literally the boundaries that you're putting on me, man. Do it. Like,
she can't even get up because if she's 5.
Give me my break.
What is it? 5 seconds over or whatever.
Give me
they're
my
looking
break.
for her.
Just give me my zen, man. And also, if you had those strict regulations and stuff, at least appreciate me. Tell me when I'm doing good.
Right.
Tell me, thank you.
And if I need a break because...
Understand.
The things that I'm hearing, because we're both not in customer service, but we're hearing a lot of people's complaints a lot. And I remember one time just being like, I can't do this anymore. And at least I have a colleague who works well with me, and we switch answering the phone. You have no choice. And then it's like when you say, okay, I'm at max capacity for hearing the things that I'm hearing. They don't even have grace for that. And I think that's the annoying part.
And guys, y'all know how I feel like, y'all know me. I'm one of those people at work that's like telling them the issues. I was like, and since we have no grace, in
her chat.
That's why.
That's her writing in her chat.
That's why you see it like this and that. Because there's no grace. So that's what occurs.
And I've had to say that before too. Like,
that's what occurs when you don't give me no leeway and stuff.
But since there's no grace I'm not doing that anymore.
That's how I resolved it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and it's like, what can you say back to that when it's like you guys are the one that give the environment of execute and that's it. So, well, that was the decision that I executed because there's no grace otherwise, and that was the understanding I've had.
And we're human beings. I think it's going to be days where, like, I'm not willing to cuss out my colleague or my boss for what? If it's too much for me, I'm going to tell them it's too much. Yeah. I can't do it today. Like, you know what I'm saying? Why are we still operating like that?
I just feel like they don't think, I don't know what it is. I'm just not getting it.
And you as a colleague needs to help too.
It's like we're not
if you see your colleague is at max capacity, don't sit there and put more work. Say, listen, so-and-so, I know that was a lot. That last call, that last case was a lot. Let me take this off of you. Why don't you go walk around? Because I do that to Carrie sometimes. I'm like, go take a break, go walk, because sometimes you need to get your energy out. And it's not that that person's not strong. Life is a lot. Work can be a lot. So we have to have grace for each other.
Thought my thing is the companies didn't change after the COVID is because we were supposed to implement the mental health things and those
the DEI.
Now we have the 30-minute breaks, the
inclusive.
15-minute breaks. You have your breaks, but it's like we were supposed to go beyond that. The silent rooms, we have the silent rooms and all of that.
Wait, do you guys have a silent room?
We do. We have a silent room. We do. But it's like...
But you can't use it because you can't get up.
Okay. So it's like you implemented some of these things, but it's like a contradiction when it's like you don't have really that time.
And you're not even allowed... They're not even allowed to use the break areas, which I think sucks because we do have like common sitting areas. So I think all of those things do help. And that's why I said... Now I think my mindset has changed because even though I'm in a beautiful building, and I was in a beautiful building at my other organization too, it's like, I guess I'm just past it. I'm over it. Corporate stuff just is not all that it's cracked up to be. I think
corporate's not going to change. And
it's not, because that's what it thrives off of.
That's what we're starting to see, and it's up. And that's why I think all of us was pushing the small businesses. But I think really it's not going to change until we want really just a better
life
exchanging
quality
for all of us. Yeah, better quality for everyone.
Not just the people who are at
corporate, but the people that are in the small communities too doing the work. When I say small communities, I'm thinking of people that work in residential homes and things like that because I worked in that type of environment as well.
And they treat people bad there too.
It's still the same type of mental health and work to life balance issue. Actually, it's probably even worse because they don't have as many employees, and so and they have longer hours, so it's like,
which is ridiculous.
It's like it's getting
the people
crazy,
that
guys.
are
like, it's just getting crazy.
We really need to be kind and to these, what are they called? Like
residential counselor. They're called, you could be
their clients are people who need a lot of patience and grace.
Oh, you meant talking about the social and mentally disabled.
Yeah. And it's like, you're treating the workers that are dealing with them in this harsh way where they can't take breaks. They can't, and they are lowering the standard.
Actually, in that work environment, you don't have a break, I believe.
How? Yeah,
you don't have a break because of the environment, but it's like
that's not right.
We need to reevaluate these systems, but that's not it. That's just us talking about how we feel about what we're dealing with.
I think the bigger thing is in 2025, we know so much knowledge. We have all this education, but we're still operating like people's mental health does not affect how they work, how they parent, how their colleague,
our quality of things.
Yeah.
And I think that's apparent because we've seen what just happened with the CEO of that health insurance company. It's like, it's very sad what happened.
Yeah.
This is unfortunate. This was unfortunate. It was preventable. This should not be America's story. This should not be the story.
Not with all the, and I think this,
like you said, with all the knowledge, this should not be.
This goes back to the whole thing of people saying ignorant things like, oh, well, so-and-so, they're always saying crazy stuff. Even from when kids are small, people see these kind of off, this because you're a forensic psychologist. We see these different behaviors and we don't address them. So what happens? We just keep saying that it's normal all the time. The whole time the person is telling us what they're thinking. Well, one of these days I'm going to do this. I'm going to end this, or I'm going to really change and do this. And you're like, and everyone, could be at Thanksgiving dinner and then be like,
and think it's funny, and it's like,
that's different. Okay, Pete. And it's like, no, we really have to get people the help they need in a timely manner, because you having a mental illness should not end in someone else dying, you dying, and other people getting hurt.
And it's like,
we shouldn't be at that point.
And it's like, you want to get your point across and you want the systems to change. We have to do it the correct way, the right way, a way that's actually heard. And I just feel like
And not celebrating
we
that
can't,
somebody did
yeah,
that to change the system.
It's
That's
a
not
thin
good.
line, and I feel like we're getting it misconstrued, the missions and the actual,
what's
because
the truth and what's
like
good, what's
we're
bad.
getting deterred from where we all need to be going forward in. We all don't think it's right. Okay, because we can quickly go into savage mode. So it's like, what are we need to really get a handle on the mental health issues and the communication
and even
styles
the way we
and how
talk
we're going to really deal with the issues.
Yeah.
Because this whole monarchy of this side against this side and this, we know the truth.
Well, they work for a company that did bad,
like,
and it's like,
use
it's
our
a
communication
human being.
skills. Yeah,
it's
like,
a
y'all
dad.
Are tripping. Everyone's tripping.
Can you imagine? I can't even imagine, like, someone seeing their dad like that, gunned down like a dog. So that's why I'm saying the way we even speak about it. Oh, well, you know, he worked for an organization. Yeah, we all go to work. We don't expect that to be the end. And my job has rules that I don't agree with. Dom has a job that she don't agree with everything. That doesn't mean that I get to be like, well, Dominique, now today I'm beating your ass because your company did this to me. And
it's like, also, yes, he was the CEO, but it's like, now that you did that action, all right, the system still has not changed. So that's why it's like, we can't sit here and do these radical things. That was called a radical political action. Yeah. We can't do it. Not that you can't, you have your rights, but it's like, that's not how change happens. Yeah. And I just want us to,
that's good,
go into our ethos and just get into it of communicating psyche of our psyches of, come on, guys, let's get to the level of, what is the healthcare for? All right. What do we all really need? Okay. But I know everyone doesn't really care, but so it's just like, I don't know. But I know it's not right. It's a messed up situation. And yeah. Like you said, I think you addressed it right. He had a mental health issue. Not to say that his opinion didn't matter, that it wasn't a strong opinion, but the actions were incorrect. Yeah. And it didn't resolve the issue that we all have at hand, or how stuff should be done.
Because what were you just telling me?
Wow.
That they just researched that, I mean, the charging of these drugs, all these things are still going on.
It was 3 top companies. You guys may have seen the research. It was 3 top insurance companies that did 1,000%. They times 1,000% of the drug cost of cancer medicine. Mm-hmm. So they upped the price by 1,000%. So it's like, if the drug was $10, it would now be $110. So it's like, he brought the attention to it, but we don't want to have to do these actions to bring attention to these topics. I don't want to see an America like that, because that would be
where
scary.
It's like vigilante justice.
I was saying that would be scary. Like, that's why it's like, guys, I don't want that. I want us to keep having open conversations about how we feel, so that we don't get so frustrated like that. And I think that's why I think I'm so open with the policies of how I feel and stuff, because I don't want to get that frustrated where it's like that.
And that's where we need to go to our local officials, and not to sound hokey, but it's like, why is that not something we keep doing? We keep saying, oh, it's the president, but really our local officials, they have a lot more hand and can help us make change than we think. So being an advocate for mental health, mental illness, all of those things, community support, outreach, the wraparound services, those things are really what's going to make a change, right? So why are we not like writing our county executives, writing our representatives, our delegates? Even if you don't
believe in the voting process, because I feel like that's what's going to be some of the pushback, the voting thing. But it's like, that's how this system works. Right. That's how we got to.
And that's the beautiful thing of our system.
Yeah, that you're able to write a letter and have it in writing, because that's what's so powerful. The letter and the documentation of what's going on. Like, that's how we are going to be able to come back.
Not
by understanding
people and doing all this. Yes. Because I think it just makes a cycle. And I mean, going all to the vibration and stuff, doing those kind of things just makes everyone stay at this low level of thinking, right? And because we can't get compassion for ourselves, we can't even get compassion for ourselves. That's why we don't have compassion for anyone else. So it's like, then it just keeps us all here. Because really, we should all want all of us to have an abundant life. So even if...
This made me think of a quote from Martin Luther King, where he said, your neighbor's problem is your problem. Okay? And I think that's the lesson we need to learn this January with everything that we see to 2024.
That's so good. You saw how we wrapped
Did
that.
You see that?
We circled it.
I heard what you had said. And I was like, we circled it back because that's what we're doing.
That even back then, that's what he was trying to say, because he got to a point where he was like, it's not going to make anything for... Oh my God, that's so good though. It's not going to make anything for me to be violent and threaten hate with hate, because that is going to keep us all the same level of where we're not seeing each other's humanity. We should not be functioning worse than in the past, y'all.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to see more things like this, because it's like...
Right.
It's going to get...
Where we're
it's like blood. I don't know. That's why it's like the only way write your official, make those claims. Guys, I'm standing on business. I'm writing a claim about that highway pothole. Now, if they don't fix this pothole, we're going to keep... I want us to learn our systems like that. Yeah.
And
how
every
do we
state
get the change that we are looking for?
Yeah.
Because that's what they say they're there for. Well, let's actually do it. And I feel like...
Because that's what you're paying taxes
in the
for.
past, we spoke to our neighbors more, and that's how they had changed. And we all had one mindset as one, because we are all the human race as
we
one.
We still talk to our neighbor.
But I'm saying everyone had more, like everyone.
I know, but I'm saying you need to talk to your neighbors. Yeah. Because imagine,
go to your community meetings.
If I need help, yes, my sister-in-law is here. My sister is down the road some, but I can go next door to my neighbor and get help because I know her. I can go across the street to my neighbor and get help. I could go to my next neighbor because I know him. So it's like, if you don't talk to your neighbor, go talk to your neighbor. And interact with them. No, because that's what is making y'all, oh, so-and-so isn't home. Somebody's over there.
Also, what is a neighbor? Your neighbor is the person that's dealing with the issues with you inside of your neighborhood. They see what you see. They see what they did over there to the... I was like, they see it too. Yeah. So if you got, we gotta teach America how to be America. But I just wanted that's just the truth, and it's like, that's how you not make yourself upset. Like, okay, like, let me do my part and what I can do.
In 2025, hopefully we can really get to that, and especially with the leadership we have now that's always talking divisive, not helpful, not unifying words. We all need to get to a point where we're like, it doesn't even matter about that leader. It's about us being leaders in our community and even in our own homes. So if you're somebody who's vibrating low right now, who's saying these hateful things, it's always time for us to change and learn better. Start listening to Martin Luther King speeches. Start listening to people that may not come from where you are, because that's where we get to an understanding and grow.
I just went through a process that made me feel a whole lot better, where I didn't like something that was going on. I reported it. I actually got a response. So it's like, do your part that way. And then it's like, now, if that way didn't work, then we're going to try another direction. We're going to get more people to sign with us, or to see if it's an issue for other people. You know what I'm saying? Like, work together. Together is how we not doing things alone in a vigilante style. And that's why I don't really want to speak too much on it, but it's just like, that's just not the way either. And I think I was just disheartened on both parties to see that. And it affects us all. It affects us all. And we're still seeing the repercussions of that.
We get desensitized to violence and stuff too. That affects us all. And really who I think it affects is our kids, who is the next wave of people. And if they are watching us watch the news and say these hurtful, hateful, disgusting things, how are they going to be? They're going to be like little robots going around just and that's what I think about when I think about how I want the world to be now, is how my nieces and nephews my grandkids will be in this world of people that don't even think of people as people. Like, you literally have crazy ideas that is robots walking around as people. So it's some people that aren't people. Like, the stuff that people are talking about, it just opens the door for people to respond to humans as non-human. And how unbalanced is that? It's like, what? You're thinking that it's people.
So we got more technology, more education. I just don't know what.
Yeah, but we're getting dumber. We're getting dumber and dumber.
I don't know what it did for us, but you got a new espresso machine. I just simply love it. Sorry.
I'm getting really good positive.
At it. If anything, I can say this. This is what I've been thinking about more too. Like, because we've been getting frustrated in our careers and our positions. What I found helpful to combat that is getting good in your skills and building those other skills up so that you can think of other ways and avenues to get yourself out of those things. And that's why I'm saying, guys, use our brain power. Get together with someone else to help you tackle those problems, those ideas, so that we're not crashing out, guys. Because we want to live a good, full life. And I don't want to just live the longevity of life, because they caught him, but he's not living the width of life.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like, don't crash out so that we can live the width of life and everything that it has to offer us. Then falling.
And just imagine, he has everything. This perpetrator, the accused has everything. Looks, seems healthy. Was in the upper echelons of life. And yet he was so unhappy, so low vibrational.
So stuck in the reality of what he thought was reality. Because it's like, you actually could have did a lot more.
You could have done so much more.
You could have done something a lot different that would actually have caused a change than that. And that's why that was a great example for us to use. Because that is a clear example of mental health issue. Because it's like, come on, guys. And I think that's what also shocked people. The response of it was like, we have an issue. We have a issue at our hands. Because if y'all think that is so, yeah.
And I think we are sick as a society right now. I think whenever you get to a point where it's like that apathy of, oh, well, it's just another fire. Oh, well, it's just another hurricane. Oh, well, it's something wrong, that we really have to look at our heart, have a heart check.
So I can't even really talk too much. I'm going to talk about it later, but I think we're going to, I know something that was very passionate to me, and I see a change happening is in our legal systems, and just learn our rights and learn our legal systems, and be conscious of your neighbors, be conscious of your community, be strong in what it is that you think you like, because everything doesn't work for one.
Yeah.
So it's like, let's communicate that out of what it looks like. Yeah.
And I think one thing that we need to stop is people are not trying to really tap into their creativity, and maybe if they did, they would be happier too, because we're human beings, we're supposed to be like creative, and it could be art, but it could not be art. It could be making coffee.
Yeah, that's what
making coffee, because like I was like, oh my god, it's so beautiful.
This is a talent, like that, and that's why I was like that's what made me think, because I'm just enjoying the coffee, but enjoying the things that really make you unique,
and it doesn't have to be big, expensive stuff. And so my youngest daughter, Laura, she was a barista. So it's like, I think she has fun even teaching me the stuff of making these espresso drinks.
And it adds richness to you.
Because she'll be like, no, that is not the way we do our milk, Mom. You just leave it there. And then I was like, oh, but I want the bubbles. She was like, the bubbles will come. So all that to say, that's a new creative outlet for me. Even my son ended up helping me get the machine, and he's like, I don't see your videos, so I'm going to make a video today.
Yeah,
so definitely. Just having those creative outlets.
So be on the look for those cafe videos. But I was gonna say, you tapping into the things that you enjoyed as a child is a sign of healing.
Yes.
That's how you know you're healing, when you tap into the things you liked as an inner child and you're talking to yourself again of the things that you truly like.
And that helps you,
your inner being.
Yeah.
As your original self when you were a kid.
Did you love running?
Mm-hmm. So it's like, and I also realize some of those things can sometimes make you tired, or you change it, but you learn about yourself. Like, I do love doing hair, but it is a long process. I can't
want it
do
to be
it
my
for
job.
so long.
I just want to
time.
make
Right.
a wig, but that's being creative.
Exactly.
I just want to make a wig for me, or maybe I want to make it for someone else, but I don't want to be corporate with it, which is what? Doing the most you could do for the least amount. No, I want to make the best, whatever it is, the best plant that I can do, which we need to do something about plants because spring is coming. We got to get ready.
We got to get ready,
some
guys.
Herbs. We need some something.
And we need to start, getting careful with that. We need to start growing. Get outside. Do the things, guys.
Get outside. Playing in the dirt.
But that's us.
So you know what's funny? I used to love playing in the dirt when I was little.
And you love gardening.
But I would not want to play in the dirt. Like, I used to make mud cakes.
You ain't daddy.
And I'm scared of the dirt.
No, but remember, I used to like collecting caterpillar.
You did.
I liked the living things. I didn't.
Well,
like
you're
the
still
dirt.
like that though.
No, I didn't like the dirt, but I liked the living things.
Why don't you tell them what you want to get?
I want to get a bunny because
they're a mess.
I just think that it's so much to them.
Don't do it, Linda. And she thinks our dogs won't eat this bunny.
I feel like they can communicate, and
even my coworker told her
they'll be fine.
My colleague told her, "No, your dog will." Because
we have little dogs, I feel like they'll be fine.
She might be. She's a fool because she doesn't do any of the things. We have a Yorkie who is scared of everything. She's supposed to be like this dog
They're the hunters.
Mm-hmm. No, she doesn't. If she see a mouse now, she'd probably fall out. But just a big scaredy cat, a little scaredy cat.
And I don't know, maybe I did always like insects and animals, but I did do something like entomology. Like, some part of my study is the bugs, but they're the best first eyewitness. But that's a little bit
of a crime.
But I've always been like that. As a child, I loved collecting rodents and insects.
She was playing outside.
I did.
And one day she came inside. She was like, "Guess what, Mom?" I was like, "What?" Look. And it was a mouse in her hand, like a little baby. I don't know where the hell she found it.
Tell them how you guys responded. Y'all was like, "How did you even catch it?"
I was like, "Get it the hell out of here."
Yeah, I was like,
how did you catch it, though?
It was just sitting there, and I was like, "What is it doing?" It was like, "Oh." That's always how I catch them. They just be sitting there. I don't know why they don't move. I catch frogs like that. Bunnies. I've caught a bunny before.
Tony does that too. Okay. Tony's he'll catch flies. Like, he'll be like this. I've got it.
Because it's like,
and I'll be like, how did you even get that?
Like, what are you doing? But I've always been like that. It's always been very, and I don't know what I want to do with that, or working in the zoo or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You could do so much. Zoos make me sad now, though.
I know.
Why? I don't know why I didn't see that before, but now I can't unsee it.
But it's like, do you keep bringing your kids to the zoo?
They supposed to be
entertaining
free.
It? Where would they be at? Because they can't live out in the woods.
They can't be outside.
I was just saying, look, I said, where would they be at? Oh my God.
They can't live outside. Like, you put a polar bear or a panda. Like, what they gonna do? They not fighting animals.
That's what I'm like, where would they be at now? Like, what would we do?
We would have to do so much to train them, retrain them
to get an environment outside for them to actually be.
That's
and
what
it would
I'm saying.
Still be an observational
they wouldn't be able
environment.
to defend themselves.
Like, we need to get together.
Like, do you think if you put a giraffe outside, like, what would it do in its natural habitat? They would probably make fun of it.
Because what is the giraffe doing here in Maryland or DC? What are they doing in every state? I don't know how we got here, but
I don't know how we got here either.
Who voted for the zoos? How did zoos come about?
How did zoos come about?
I'm actually going to search it up. I've never thought about that. And maybe that's why I guess it's outside is so interesting, the animals, because it's like, they are free. You can find a random crazy animal outside in your neighborhood of like those are already majestic and amazing. Maybe
Like,
that's
have
why
you
I
ever
thought
seen
it's just
the
amazing.
fox when it's walking through the neighborhood?
Yes,
it acts
I
like
have.
it's his neighborhood.
Isn't it crazy? Because you think it's a wild
He
animal,
walks
but they
on
walk
the
through
sidewalk or
neighborhood.
the street. I've seen them do both in the snow or just having a little trot outside.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Very strange little thing.
So I guess they could just walk wild if we allowed them. The giraffes and the elephants, they could.
Well, not here.
But the foxes do. You know what I'm saying? Who said the foxes can walk wild?
Can live in this habitat, but the giraffes, what would they even eat? Leaves aren't edible, are they? Not all leaves are edible. They would like die.
No, I think they eat insects. I thought.
No, giraffes,
And
they
hay.
eat leaves and stuff. And I don't think they eat hay with us, but not in the wild. Because how would they even bend down to like eat the grass?
But honestly, that is how we used to live, amongst everything, in harmony.
I don't want to walk on a harmony of poop trails.
We were in harmony with everything. Everything worked together. It wasn't until we wanted to do all of the things and all of
Make money
the
off
consumptions,
of it.
right?
Mm.
But we voted for those things once long ago, and now we just want to get back to the basics, back to our humanity, guys. But we do that by looking in our inner and thinking about our mental health. And I don't know what I want to do. Maybe I was thinking also like being more of a commuter and not having a car. Like, but if I get a, like thinking of the alternatives of your issues and problems.
That's true.
I'm trying to think more positive and thinking of alternatives of them.
Well, I was thinking you would just find something remote or you could be a consultant for these cases. Like, I think we just... Oh, you know what was crazy? Because I had a meeting with someone that I was working with at another organization, and she said, oh, I think you're pigeonholing your... No, she didn't say I think. She said, you're pigeonholing yourself into just doing administrative tasks. She was like, you could do so much more. And just because, like, on LinkedIn or Indeed, they don't think that, you literally can do these things. And I was like, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like
you could be a consultant doing so many things, but because
I had told you that too. It's like, and that's why
we
it's
just
like,
get into this thing where people keep telling you no. You're
the
like,
labels,
oh, no,
and it's like, yeah, you have you're worth more. And I think you had taught me that of they're not going to see your value. Don't fight for your value. You know what you have. Because
do not fight in the
for job
your
or
value.
The position if
right.
They didn't think that. It's like
I should not have to show you anything because I'm here for a reason on my merit that I've been here for 3 years or whatever. So at that point, what are we doing? I'm proving to you that I'm something? No, I'll just find something else.
I think I just wanted the money so that I could teach, like, I don't know, learn it. Like, we've had dogs and I've enjoyed my animals.
You can take both of them with you. She can take both of them with her.
They would be heartbroken to leave their home.
Oh, yeah, they would because they get to do whatever they want.
Like,
remember when you took Foxy for a day?
She was upset. She was literally acting wild, like, what are you doing with me?
Take me back home.
She was happy, but it was like, she was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know where I'm at. And I'm like, let me take this dog back home before she dips off and runs away.
Where is father? That's her best friend. My husband is her best friend. So I know she was like, where is he? Where's father? I love him.
But I think we're going to do a series where we introduce our friends and families. I feel like we did do a sibling one. We did my siblings.
We did the siblings.
Maybe we could do your siblings or our friends. We're going to have another guest soon. That's what I'm trying to say. We're gonna
you think my sibling would be on here?
That would actually be pretty funny. Not pretty funny. It would be pretty great. Pretty cool. Pretty nice. We both have a couple of siblings. I already had my siblings on here.
One of them likes to talk a lot. You know who I'm talking about. She would be interviewing us. That would be funny, actually.
I think that would be really.
She would be interviewing us.
That would be a good one. That would be crazy.
You're like, what do you want to accomplish right now? Like, what? So that would be fun.
But
2025, we are coming in, restarting the podcast. So this will be season 2.
Season 2. I'm proud of us. We did it. We did it.
And we're going to even have
more guests, more information, more things to come for y'all. Oh, yeah. We're cutting that part out. I didn't want to drop that yet, but yes.
Why?
I don't know. Okay.
I didn't say what product.
Yeah, we're going to have products, more things. There's more to come in 2025. You're right.
2025. That's what's better than 2024. And you know what's really better? You. Because you guys taking time to listen to us and really support us is really, really, really touching to us. And we know that that's what's going to make you change and grow. So
it helps us change and grow. And we would like for you guys to like, comment, and subscribe and let us know what topics you want to talk about, what topics you want to learn about and know about. I feel like this has helped me realize and think better and really deep breathe and think of the situations and live in the moment and process. So it's like, let us know if that's helpful to you. I know I've heard a lot of great and positive feedback, and I'm glad that we're able to do that for you. I'm glad that we're showing up and being here for you and
being for ourselves too.
I'm so happy about it. Yeah. We did good. And
we did good.
We appreciate you guys for listening and coming to be with us and hear us. And we appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us on Not
Vanilla. Bye.